Well, good morning, y'all. And it's definitely morning. We're at that time of year where it's cold in the morning, and then you'll be begging for a pool come evening. And I don't know what this wind's going to do to us today, but we got water temps that are fairly chilly this morning. There was a tournament this past weekend out here, so almost guaranteed all the spots I like fishing were well fished. So, but that's fine. I mean, that's one of the drawbacks of doing what I do. But like I said before, the one thing I got, is I've got time. So we'll figure these fish out. I want to go a little bit further, but as you can see, it's pretty dang foggy, and I don't like running when it's foggy like this. So we'll kind of get up here, and I'm going to check and see if there's any skipjacks running around just yet. I don't think there will be just yet, but I keep trying. Hopefully, I'll catch them as they start moving up. That's kind of the goal. Is every time I come out here, I want to try for them to see if by chance, I can get me a couple. And of course, that's when I know that's when they'll start moving back up, and then I'll be able to catch more of them, and then they'll become the bait that I need to use. But I haven't been successful at catching one yet on the main river, but not saying that I won't. It's just a matter of time at this point. So I'll keep trying for them. We'll get up on this point over here and try to see if we can't catch us maybe a white bass or two. I have bait. I've got some bluegill and a couple drum that I caught over the weekend. But like I said, I don't want to run in this fog. I know the barges don't move in this fog, but it's thick enough that even if they're parked off to the side and you ain't paying attention, you can still run into them. Boy, wouldn't that be funny, running into a parked barge. So I know my last video, I said that I was gonna probably anchor up and just cast a few rods out. The reason why I want to do that is I really want to try to catch a couple flatheads. For obvious reasons, you're not going to catch many fish doing that. But you could potentially, you could potentially catch good fish doing that. So it's still up in the air if we're actually going to do that, because we are expected to have no current today, which I did see that. That was no big secret. And so I don't know what we're going to end up doing. I know we're going to wait for this fog to lift, and then we will see what this wind does, because if there's no current, then this wind plays a big factor in what we're going to do. So we may have to do some dragging just so we can cover water. Based off the reports I got from that tournament, there were still fish scattered on the flats. So we'll just have to, like I said, we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what it looks like when we get to where I want to fish at. I think I found me a little bluegill spot. Right on the edge of these rocks here where it meets this mud. Seems to be one or two of them right there. Good deal. That's what I need, I need some bluegill for bait. Oh, there's a decent one. Little shell cracker. Nice little shell cracker. That'll work. Heck yeah. A nice little honey hole right here. Yes, I was a little too far off the rocks. There we go. I'm gonna say that should be pretty well instant right there. But I missed him. I mean, an absolute giant. Yeah, I think you're safe, buddy. I don't need one that small. Don't need one that small. Oh, I daylight and dollar short. That's kind of cool. I like seeing them when them old bluegill pull out to the main river like this. It's just amazing. If you're just like 10 inches too far from the rocks, you are not getting bit. But the reason why they're pulling to these rocks is because of the cooler temps we have had. And them rocks, they hold heat, so they're gonna pull up next to these rocks to, you know, again, just like any other fish out here, they just want to get where they're comfortable. And like when I hopped in the truck this morning, it was 49 degrees, which again, it's gonna get up to like mid 80s today, so all that work it did to bring down the water temps, it's gonna be completely ruined when that sun gets up. But, you know, we're getting closer. But like I said, when that happens, when the water temp overnight drops, because these rocks, they retain heat, and the bait fish and stuff will kind of pull to them at night. Now you would think, and I would think actually, that, you know, when we finally get to fishing, that we should probably go shallow, which we'll probably start shallow for sure. Like I may get in that 20-foot range and just kind of see what's up there. Like I said earlier, I really want to catch a flathead, or try to catch flatheads, but I'm just not 100% sure where to get them. And if we can, I don't know, it's just like I said, when there's no current, we don't have any defined wind, it'll help keep the boat straight. It's going to be a little tough. Oh, golly. Is he still on there? He sure is. Look at that little dude. Look at that little dude. My Lord, buddy. How you got the hook in your mouth, I am not sure. Let's see, now we got this breeze is now pushing the whole boat. Yep, like I said, if you're 8 to 10 inches off where these fish want to be, you are not going to get bit. Oh, another good shell cracker. So female shell cracker there. That's a good piece of bait. Heck yeah. Well, I'm trying to get the hook out of you there, buddy. Somehow got that little bluegill hook stuck. And that sun is already getting hot. But it's that time of year. All right, we got plenty of bait. I know we do. We got enough for today. And if I need more for tomorrow, I know where to catch it. So it's not that big of a deal. So let's get all this put up. And let's go fishing. All right, y'all, we made it down to our spot. We're gonna drag today because, like I said, we got some decent current. We're gonna drag back through basically the last spot that we drug at. I think it was last video. The reason is because then I only had 2 bluegill, and then a bunch of other stuff them cats wouldn't eat. So now I'm loaded up with bluegill, and we're gonna toss a lot more of them out there and just see if that makes a difference. Now, like I said earlier, there was a tournament this weekend, so a catfish tournament, so I'm pretty sure every spot I got out here has been hit, but that doesn't matter. But the consensus still was, and like it has been, is that these fish are still on these main channel flats. And so that's what we're going to target today, is these main channel flats. And we've got a long line of it again. It's like I said, it's the same spot where this whole river, the whole channel doesn't change a whole lot. So, but, oh wow. Must have got a hook or something in there. But anyway, what I got today, finally got some, are these, I guess I only got 4 of them. Well, all right, well, cool. I'll put one of these in the center. But, and I'll be getting more of these, but these are the new Carolina lake weights. So what they've done is they went away with the steel ball bearings they were using, which, you know, we all kind of knew in time that those weren't really going to work, because, you know, you use them, you toss them in the bottom of your boat, well, they're wet, so they're going to rust. And I had some that were, I could have used them as stick weights. But so what they started doing now is, now these are single stack lead balls, bearings, BBs, what do you want to call them? And they are nice. They're a thinner profile. They're pretty stinking nice. I'm glad he finally went with lead. I think that'll work out a lot better, and it'll be a little bit better for him also. And he's got, you know, got these. This is one of my signature colors here, the black. So, you know, like I said, you got to give them a shot. This will be the first time I'm using them, and I'm going to try them out. These are the 4 ounces, so I'm just going to work with 4 ounces today, because that's really all I should need anyway. Because like I said, I mean, we got current, which is good, but it's not a whole lot of current, and we're not supposed to get a whole lot of current today. So we're supposed to have some current, but good thing about it, I see a lot of activity on the bottom. So we're waiting on this barge to come by. He's up there, he's working his way down. So meantime, while we're waiting for him, I'm just going to get set up. Like I said, that sun is already getting hot. Gotta love this time of year. Like I was saying earlier, it's hoodie weather. You want a heavy blanket, but come about noon, you're looking for a pool, because it's done got too stinking hot. Okay, so what we've done is we're on this mud bank, because I wanted to hit this mud bank. I always want to keep trying this mud bank, because once we start getting cooler temps, you know, just trying to play around where these fish I'm trying to anticipate where the fish may be. So a lot of times, that's why you'll see me, I'll probably come back to this section of river quite a bit once the winter sets in, or once the fall sets in and winter sets in. It just sets up perfectly, because we have got a ton of riprap all around this, you know, this stretch of river, and it goes further back that way, and it goes quite a bit of ways up that way. But I like this area because it holds the bait when the water gets cold, and so you'll have a consistent a consistent number of fish that just stay in this area. But now what will change during that time is instead of being over here where it's deep, they will come up to this mud bank, and then they will sit on these mud flats and all that stuff, just for the simple fact is, the mud also retains, what heat there is. And it's also a place where they can get comfortable and stuff like that. So you'll see me come through here a little bit more, keep checking. And then once I can figure out if they're maintaining towards the hard structure, some days, or if they're relating to this like mud bank, especially if they relate to the mud bank, that just opens up pretty much the whole entire river, because I could go north and find a bunch of good mud flats that these fish will hang on. So that's kind of the transition that they'll work their way through. And it's not always consistent. Some days they'll be on the rock, some days they'll be in the mud. Some days, like we'll get around this point here, it's where the rock comes down and it meets mud. So, a lot of times that'll be a place where they'll hold too. So right now I'm just trying to anticipate where they might be. So what I've done is I've moved a boat to where we're sliding up on this mud bank, because we're in like 35 foot of water. And then once we get out here, we'll move back out just a little bit more, get back in that 40 to 45 foot range on them flats. But I've caught a lot of fish down this stretch here, and I've caught a lot of fish where we're going. And that's kind of what I want to do, is I'm just trying to, at this point, with the cold evenings that we've had, and I say cold, like I said this morning, I got the truck, it was 49 degrees, so it was pretty chilly this morning. But we're just trying to now figure it out, because we're getting to that critical part of, where we're starting to get a little bit more serious into that fall transition. And so that's when, things are going to start happening. So like one day we'll come out here and it'll just be fire. Then we may come out the very next day because some small thing changed as far as weather, barometric pressure, a lot of that stuff plays into it, current. Then it'll shut them off, or it will make a bite even better. So it's I get excited when we start getting these cooler evenings. Just like, back when I was deer hunting quite a bit more, I'd always get excited about that. But there's a fish. Oh, he dropped it. But like I said, I just get so excited about this. But sometimes I do definitely get ahead of myself. But it's not such a bad thing, just checking different areas. And that's why I like putting myself in a spot of the river where I could check 3 different things, on the same drag, where if I'd have went somewhere else, I'd have had to start this area, then pick up everything, then move to a different area. This will give me a really good idea to figure out where these fish are hanging out. So that's what we're trying. Hopefully it works out at some point. I just got to figure out what they're relating to today. Yeah, that one's got it. God, I wish I would have got that one that bit that one. Come on, we need us a skunk buster in the worst way. That was our first good bite. And now this fish, but we need us a skunk buster in the worst way. Come on, pop off there, buddy. Heck yeah, there we go. Don't flip off my head. I mean, I got plenty, but don't do it. Heck yeah, buddy. Thank you for getting the skunk off the boat. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Finally. Man, I was like, this one here is just trying to get hung up. I was sitting there, it's like, man, we got to catch some fish at some point. We just had that bite. That was a good bite. There we go. Man, would y'all quit trying to get hung up over there? Please? I mean, just a weird bite. Oh, and he just come off. That's about what I figured, because he didn't really have it. Yeah, he didn't really have it. He just kind of like, again, I probably could have just let him take it. I probably should have. I didn't. But when you sit out here and gets a few bites, like we have, it's you get a little excited. But I probably should have just let him take it. He didn't feel like a bad fish. That's definitely my mistake. Getting too excited. Yeah. Oh well. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. I really wish I hadn't, but I can't tell you how many times I've done that. Let's put another head back on him. Gonna be a good piece here. Yep, that's gonna be a good piece here. Yep, that was my fault. Finally, a fish. I thought I heard him pulling drag, but I wasn't 100% sure. I don't think he's that big to pull drag. But I heard line coming off of something. That's what got me to look it. Yeah, he is not a big one. Is he coming up? If he's coming up, I won't reel that one in, but he is just acting all kinds of crazy. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think he was pulling drag, but come here, buddy. Man. I mean, I guess, we are in a post-front condition, so high skies and stuff, but come here, buddy. Well, you are skinny. What the heck's wrong with you, buddy? Yeah, what is wrong with you? Why are you so skinny? You keep getting caught, so you don't ever get to eat anything? So I always check, because I always like to check and make sure that, like, when you see a fish like this, it's, he's just skinny. Long, but just skinny. But sometimes, and I've had it happen twice, I think now, where they've actually had a hook in them. You know, maybe, you know, broke off or something like that. So I always look when they're skinny like that. They don't look normal. But I appreciate it, buddy. You broke up a whole lot of nothing. That's a fact. Now we got these big boats coming down the river. Man, don't you guys got better things to do than to run them big boats up and down this river? All right, so this is the one I just casted back out on the far right here, and it is already hanging back. That's because I got a fish on it. God, dog. So I guess while it was sitting there, I had one pick it up. Oh, I guess suspended rod's getting hit. Yeah, I guess while I was letting the board back, I guess a fish picked it up and just sat there with it. Then he was just swimming with the boat. I'm almost positive it's a fish. It might not be. It might be a stick or something. It ain't acting like a fish. If it is, he is twisted and tangled and not able to do anything. I don't know what this is, y'all. No, it's a stick, okay. Huh. Well, that would explain a lot. Guess I threw it right on a stick. Well, at least we know. I've caught bigger sticks. Oh. That dog, I mean, he hit it hard, but he's not a big one. Oh, and he just come off. God, they're just not committing to these baits. They are just not committing to these baits. I don't know if it's the bait that I'm using or what, but they are just not committing to it. That's terrible. Because I know it's not the hook, I know it's not none of that stuff. It's just they're just not committing. Just not committing. Unreal. Y'all, this is unreal. I mean, if it, you know, you just have them days where, I mean, I ain't gonna say everything's going wrong, but you just have them days where not a lot's going right. I just had a fish just demolish that suspended rod. I reeled down on him, and then he comes off. Man, I mean, you know, I get days like that. I ain't gonna say that I don't. But boy, it sure sucks when you do. Man, and he took my bait. That was the worst part. I don't think he was a monster, but you know, God, I'd sure love to see him. I got a fish on this one. God, dog. Oh no, he's on there. Oh yeah, he's on there. Just down there swimming with it. Can we catch this one? That'd be cool if we did, and not have him come off. That would be cool if we could actually catch this one. Well, we have had so many bites, y'all. We have had so many takedowns. We have had so many, all the things. And man, just stay hooked up, buddy. Just stay hooked up. Oh God, this has been a pretty tough day, y'all. I don't know if he's just twirling or if he's just swimming with me. I don't know. But we kind of dumped off in this little hole here, and it's a little hole. It's not a big one at all. Oh, he's just barely hooked, man. God, dog. Let me see if I can get him in the net before he gets off. He's not a big one, but he is just barely skin hooked. So like I said, that's just a good indicator. These fish are just, they're still short striking today. Come on, buddy, let me get you in this net. Yeah, they are just short striking all over today. There we go. Well, I'm coming through something with that one. Yeah, they are just not committing. Yeah, he's just barely hooked. By the little bit of skin that he had down there. Man, I tell you what, it's been a tough day, y'all. I mean, we've had the bites, you know, that's the biggest thing. We've had the bites. We've had rods just fold and then come loose, and then fold and then come loose, and some of them I even had hooked up. You know, it's just, I don't know. But let's take a look at this dude. Ouch. God dog, buddy. Would you stop? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, y'all. But I'm gonna get a picture of this one. Watch out, Lou. Now we got this wind coming upriver. All right, come on, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Dog, we got a wind coming up this river. Well, you fish couldn't have picked the worst time to bite. I'm pretty sure he's hooked. I was up on the front of the boat, and this little one decided he wanted him a piece of bluegill. God dog. Now we're coming in and out of little bitty holes on this bank here. Seems to be where they're kind of hanging out at. And I mean, he is a monster. Now, why do you get hooked up and some of the bigger bites I've had today did not? Why is that, buddy? I mean, either way. Oh yeah, yeah, I got it. I got it. You want to be big and bad in the boat? I got it. God dog. I hate it when I do that. Well, either way, I appreciate you, buddy. It has been a terrible day. So, thank you. Oh, man. I kind of want to say that this little fish is hooked up. What do y'all think? I kind of think he is. This little bitty fish. He's been following a minute. We're actually getting ready to go do something different. I can't. I mean, these fish are fun, but man, I want a good one. Unreal. I mean, it'd be different if I was out here with some little light rods and, you know, stuff like that, and we were just out here having some fun. Man, I'm packing gear for 100-pound plus fish. This is what we're catching. See, he's just another one. It's just barely hooked. So I think what we're gonna do is I think we're gonna just bring everything in, and we're gonna go do that something different right now. I mean, this little bitty dude ain't but probably 3-4 pounds. Well, nonetheless, I appreciate it. Yeah. We are gonna go do something different for sure. I ain't doing nothing but sitting up here feeding dinks in the hopes we get a good one. So I'm gonna go try to do something different. I don't have very much time left today, so I would sure like to catch at least one decent one. All right, y'all, we made it down to this brush pile here. So this brush pile, I mean, obviously you can't see the brush pile, so you probably don't remember it, but this is a brush pile. It's kind of like it's a series of it's a tree top, and it's got like a big log that sits in front of it, and then there's some scattered stuff right behind it. We're about 40 feet, well, because I marked the very front of everything. So, you know, give or take 10, 15 feet, depending on how that GPS picked it up at the time I locked it in. But so anyway, this is the spot where I caught that 72 pounder. I guess it's been probably about a couple months ago, where I was just doing nothing but fishing structure, and I just fished this stretch. Then I set up on this structure. Now the reason why I come here, because God, we drug a lot of water for a few little fish, and I mean we had bites, but these fish weren't committing. So I'm thinking that maybe, possibly, you know, when this happens, you know, them fish are going to want to get down to where they're comfortable, whether that be structure, a mud bottom, whatever. I fished a mud bank, didn't get nothing. So we're going to just kind of space some stuff out in front of all this structure. It's a pretty good pile. I mean, it's not a huge pile, but it held a 72 pounder in it. So maybe we can catch 2 31s, you know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. So we will see, but I'll get some baits cut up. I'm just going to use up the rest of what I got. This is going to be our last spot for the day. I want fresh bait. There's a fish. Not a monster, but it's a fish right off this brush pile. To be honest with you, it kind of feels like a flathead. Wouldn't that be cool? Not a monster flathead, but it feels like a flathead. Just the way he bit. Yep, little flathead. I knew it. I knew it was a little flathead. Heck yeah, buddy. I don't care. I don't care. Big, small, little, you guys are the coolest little fish out there. Heck yeah. Caught me a flathead, y'all. Easy, easy. I'm gonna let you go. Let me get a picture of this dude. Yeah, I had to get a picture of this little dude. Coolest little thing, just the way, exactly how he bit was just like a flathead. So, thank you there, buddy. I appreciate that. Go get about another 90 pounds on you, and I'll come see you. Yep, get another 90 pounds on you, and I'll come back and see you. Well, all right, y'all. I'm gonna close this one out. It's boy, I tell you what, we rode the struggle bus today. That's a fact. The only thing I can, just say is I think, these post fronts, they're pretty tough. Doesn't really matter, but I think what I'm gonna do next trip is what I said I was gonna do this trip. Is I'm just gonna pick spots and I'm just gonna anchor up on them. I figured out where I could catch bluegill at, which is right down there, and I'm gonna probably catch a bunch of those because I really want to chase flatheads for a little bit before, during the day. I know I can go at night, but I'm still waiting for these bugs to chill out at night. But I want to start chasing flatheads. I like chasing flatheads about this time of year into October and November, because it's kind of where the water doesn't we don't have winter here till like February. So, but that's still a really good time of year where everything's just moving around a lot more. All the bait's moving around a lot more. All the fish are moving around a lot more. And so kind of like, in the pre-spawn, where things move around quite a bit. And so I'm gonna try to mess with them a little bit more, because I've got some really good spots that I want to hit that I've done pretty well on. We pulled a flathead off of this one, a small one. Then I had another flathead bite my suspended rod, but just didn't get the hook. So I'm assuming probably another small one. But see, once some small ones get to moving around, there's gotta be some bigger ones moving around. So that's what we're gonna do next trip. I'm just gonna catch some bluegill, and we're just gonna kind of work some of this structure and stuff that I know of out here, and see if we can't pull us one. We got a bluff wall back this way, and I may scan it really good to see if I could find some little spots where a flathead would be hanging out at. But yeah, that's going to be the plan. But today was, it was still a good day. Anytime we're out here fishing, it's a good day. But this wind's starting to pick up. Tomorrow it's supposed to be out of the other direction, so that'll help out a lot with this. That's why I really couldn't do it earlier today, because we had that wind that was just all over the place, and trying to, anchor up would have just been terrible. Like right now, you can see the back of the boat's wanting to spin around, but it's not too bad. With current, with the drift sock, it's not too bad. I could put my 4-footer out and probably do a lot better, but yeah, that's the plan. I think I want to mess with these, try to figure out these flatheads, a little bit more these next few trips. It's not going to be spectacular, but man, if we hook into a big one, it will be. So that's going to kind of be the plan going forward, at least for the next couple videos. But anyway, with all that being said, I appreciate you watching this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.